In this video, I'm going to talk about what my family and I personally experienced when moving to Charleston. I remember the day we decided to focus in on Charleston. We sat down and watched every YouTube video at the time, and there really wasn't many. Mostly talking about travel and leisure and how Charleston was the top travel destination. The issue is it didn't provide a realistic plan. It's why I do these videos, because there's no one more who can relate to you more than I do. I'm sure as you search, you are seeing everything from bloggers, social influencers, and some pretty god-awful real estate agents. Really excited to tell you about the listing they just posted. When my wife and I started to plan, we were coming from Western New York outside of Buffalo, where it snows every day ending in a Y. Buffalo is a city that sees little to no growth, and where there is growth, it's not supporting the people who live there. Maybe that's why you're looking to move. Maybe you just love Charleston and everything it has to offer. Maybe you're moving here for a job relocation. The whole goal of this video is so that I can actually go over some of my stories and experiences to help you better relocate to here to South Carolina. I'm gonna go over some things and explain what I learned from when I first moved here. We actually almost purchased a home in the wrong area. I am so happy we changed our minds. I will explain why later in the video. I also will be discussing culture and what you need or should know about moving here. I was a New Yorker moving to the South. You want to talk about culture shock? You may be coming from 1,000 miles away or 3,000 miles away. You may be coming from somewhere where it's cold most of the year. You might be coming from a busier area or lifestyle. I know this is longer than usual intro, but please know this video is packed with a ton of great information to help you transition here easier and more effectively. If you want that information, and I'm sure you do, I'm getting after it right now. Hey everyone, my name is Ryan McHugh and welcome to this channel. A channel dedicated to everything about living in or moving to Charleston, South Carolina. If you want to know more about eating, working, living, shopping, and socializing in Charleston, I highly recommend subscribing to my channel and clicking that notification bell so that every time I upload a new video, well, you get notified. I love helping people get to know Charleston, everything it has to offer. If you have questions about moving or relocating here, feel free to give me a call. Days, nights, weekends, it doesn't matter. 843-226-5535. Remember, you can text me as well if that's easier. I am getting hundreds of calls, texts, and emails every day from people much like yourself are looking to buy a home here in Charleston. Yes, lots of stories in this video and a lot of great information to help you with your move. When my wife and I initially thought of Charleston, we were both self-employed, running a successful business in New York. We then had an opportunity to relocate our business here in Charleston. Since we started advertising our business in South Carolina, it gave us the financial stability to buy a home right away. All that said, not everyone can do the same. So some people might consider renting for 1 to 2 years to build up 2 healthy years of pay for a mortgage. Keep in mind when moving here, there will be some additional fees when buying a home that honestly we weren't prepared for. Title surveys, prorated taxes, closing attorney, home inspection, and a CL 100. Everyone asks me about property taxes here, and I honestly can't say enough how much I love our low taxes here. I mean, it's wonderful. When my wife and I were living in our village back in New York, we not only paid village tax, but we had to pay county tax and school taxes. That's totaled up to well over $8,000. It was crazy, it was stupid. When you consider what I pay now, which is only $1,305 a year, that's crazy, not a month, a year. That savings has allowed us to afford a larger and more beautiful home, to be honest with you, and that we, coming from New York, would have never been able to afford. If I was to purchase my home in New York, we'd be looking at a home that would cost us well over $500,000. That's right, I said it. Okay, the downside is we have a vehicle tax each year. So when you buy or lease a new vehicle, you not only pay taxes when you purchase it, when you're buying the car, but each year you own the car. Some people have actually told me that's why they weren't going to move here. However, that money is circumvented back into our roads and highways, so I'm okay paying that tax. Let's talk about lifestyle. When you move to South Carolina, there could be an adjustment period. For me, it was 2 to 3 years. In hindsight, it could have been shorter, but I wasn't sure of my direction at the time. I had just realized our business was not growing here like we wanted, and I turned to missing our old lifestyle. Once I got into real estate and started seeing the area for what it is and what it was, my mind shifted and pivoted to really understanding low country life. What do I mean by that? It's everything. It's the weather, the traffic, the people, the places to go, the things to do. There are all these things that I needed to embrace when moving here. Traffic here is somewhat adorable. Yes, I said it. Traffic here is adorable. I love when a native or a local says there's so much traffic. Oh my God, there's so much traffic here. I literally laugh because being stuck in 20 minutes is not traffic in my opinion. Being stuck in your car overnight on a highway because a freak blizzard closed down the roads, that's bad traffic. The lifestyle is not defined by the traffic. Let me just say that again. The lifestyle is not defined by the traffic. The lifestyle is made up of beautiful neighborhoods and areas across the entire Tri-County. You have everything from Mount Pleasant to Johns Island to Summerville, West Ashley, Hanahan, Moncks Corner, and so many more areas that offer a different blend to Charleston lifestyle. Now, each of these areas and places offer that Charleston lifestyle. They all have their shopping centers, their Publix, Target, Harris Teeter. We even have 2 Costco's with a 3rd coming soon. It makes living in these areas almost like offering self-seclusion. There are times my wife doesn't even start her SUV in the week because everything we need is either a walk or a golf cart away. That's why finding the right neighborhood is so important. Right out of the gate, you have to figure it out. You gotta find out what neighborhood it is you wanna live in. I'm having a completely different conversation with people than a traditional real estate agent. My questions dive more into you and your lifestyle. Hey, do you shop at Target or Publix? How many days a week do you like to go to the park? This really helps me narrow down your search. There are so many cities and suburbs for my clients to choose. When people are talking to me about living in Charleston, I point out places like Johns Island, West Ashley. Everyone loves looking into Summerville, but close by you have Moncks Corners, which is starting to blow up. Even more rural areas are just a short drive out of town. Hollywood, Bono, Ridgeville, and these areas are right now actively growing. Now I will say some areas blend a different lifestyle that probably just isn't for you. Yes, there are areas that aren't wonderful and great in Charleston. Let's just be honest, they're everywhere. I personally stayed with a friend in North Charleston, and in the 3 days I was there, the crime was off the charts. And he lived in a relatively modest area. I personally wouldn't move my family into his neighborhood, but that's because I know the area looks like from my personal experience. I can really help you when it comes to lifestyle. I remember having a lot of conversations with people who lived here about the best places to live or the pros and cons of particular areas. I would just say to these people things like family-friendly neighborhoods, safe, lake water life, classic Charleston feel with mature trees. Everything we read and what people kept telling us was to move to Mount Pleasant. And honestly, we actually got here, we realized pretty quickly Mount Pleasant wasn't for our family. So now what? Fast forward to today. I have downloaded all this information. It allows me to better guide someone much like yourself and your family. Let's talk instinct and feelings. Honestly, depending on where you work might be a big motivator for your location. If you work in Mount Pleasant and want to live in Summerville, you might be putting yourself through a possible 2-hour round trip commute. In the same breath, if you work at Volvo or Mercedes-Benz, you might not want to live in Mount Pleasant. Summerville might be more ideal for you. Even some places in Summerville are far. I had to drive from Cane Bay Plantation to Summers Corner, all in Summerville, and it was 47-minute drive. And honestly, most people don't want to be driving all the time. I'll also say that Charleston is home for me. I think in my family history, someone must have come from here because it's a special place to live and it's an amazing place to raise a family. Something drew me here, the people, the culture, the sights. I don't know what it is, but it really pulled me in and has kept me here. My kids could have never had the opportunities that they do now living back in New York. If we were still living there, they would have no access to the things that they have. My oldest daughter, Madeline, she has more activities than I ever dreamed of. She has singing lessons at a performing arts center. She has dance classes, crafts and art classes during the week. I mean, it's wonderful. My oldest son, Ryan, will be getting into hands-on learning this coming year at Berkeley Preparatory Academy, which is free if you live in Berkeley County. They will be offering hands-on learning with devices and more practical education, including a summer coding program. It's great to see my family flourish here. We have made lifelong friends here, and the best part, we're all here for the same reason or similar reasons. People are very friendly and welcoming. Just don't bring your attitude or say, we're set in our ways, this is how we are. Sorry, but that's not gonna fly here. You're actually probably gonna hear, bless your heart, which isn't a good thing. Let's just get that out in the open. The overall vibe when living here, in one word, is welcoming. It really is. Coming from New York, where your neighbors don't even acknowledge one another, it's pretty great. I can be socializing one night and the next night be sitting in our screen porch watching the sunset. It's a different way of life and I welcome it, and I find that this is how all of your life should be. People want to get to know you. A good example of this is about 2 years ago, I was hospitalized for 2 weeks and my wife and I just welcomed our 4th baby home, and it was all a whirlwind. My neighbors and even coworkers all got together and created a food chain where someone from another family would cook and prepare and deliver a meal to our home so that my wife could not have to worry about cooking for our family. It honestly brought tears to my eyes, and when I felt that kind of emotional love from people who I didn't even know, that's what living in a welcoming area is all about. I have found this kind of chivalry across the entire state. South Carolina, don't ever change, please. So, is everything just perfect? Hell no! There are things you may not like or will not like. For instance, I cannot stand that anyone who is a native or a local doesn't know what a blinker is used for. It's a blinker. You turn left, you turn it left. You turn right, you turn it right. It's simple, people. It's simple. For the love of God, just use your blinker. Not everyone is going to be the sweet Southern type. Remember, it's a tourism town and you're living in it. You might get used to meeting people who aren't from here, and some popular dinner places, beaches, shopping centers, and even parks might feel a bit overcrowded. The only thing that didn't catch me off guard was the heat. I always get the how hot does it really get question. It gets hot and humid. However, I wouldn't trade it for a day of snow. Let's just say that. Like I said, I have embraced the heat and sun, and I remember when I first moved here, I underestimated how much water you need to drink. You need to stay hydrated because the humidity will do a number on you. All right, ladies, I will say, a lot of women have commented that living here does numbers for their skin and the amount of skincare products they actually need. I am no plastic surgeon, but I would imagine having 4 to 5 months of cold weather and then a summer will dry the skin out. So ladies, if you're looking to do yourself and skin a favor, move to South Carolina. Once again, I want to remind you guys of what I love about living here, but most importantly, about my process in helping you move here. As someone who has been down this road, the more and more you watch these videos and the closer you get to moving here, you've really got to get to know someone who has your back. Again, I do these videos so you can get a true understanding from someone you can relate to, especially someone that's not born here. I moved here just like you. At the same time, I've built a successful business in assisting my clients in an expert's advice of Charleston. I'm scheduling those Zoom calls, I'm having these conversations with people. I've actually really had to push myself out of my comfort zone and get to know this area of South Carolina and love all its true beauty. I mean, you are so close to Florida for a day trip. Savannah's only a short drive away. We just had the PGA Tour in Kiowa Island just recently. We are also only a short drive away from Myrtle Beach for a day or weekend getaway. You can go to one of the many beaches, watch me eat shit on a skimboard, go fishing off the Folly Beach Pier. Then in the evening, I get to drive 30 minutes to Ridgeville and go shoot some guns and do some hunting. It's like, wow, You really have everything you need all within this tri-county. That's really all I have for today's video. It was a bit longer, a bit more detailed than my usual videos, but I wanted to be sure I communicated these important points to moving to Charleston. Step one is locking in an exact area where you want to live. This will really help you narrow down your search. Trust me, you don't want to move somewhere and then spend an hour commuting to work. It really sucks. And one of the last things you're going to do is go back out after getting home. Some people don't mind that kind of commute. Understanding the lifestyle, the areas, and everything that goes into buying a home here in Charleston is exactly what I do and what I love doing. The only way I can help you do that is if you reach out. Give me a call, text, email, it doesn't matter, just reach out. Days, nights, weekends. If your plan is to move to Charleston, South Carolina, then I can help you. Until the next video, I'll see you guys next time.